In this season of politics, where everyone is politicking, assuming and anticipating results from the 2023 general elections in Nigeria, it is pertinent that Eveafrique Business and News keep you informed with insights from the minds of candidates in the electoral race across the Niger Delta. We begin this in an exclusive interview with Senator Magnus Ngei Abe, who hails from Ogoni Kingdom in River State, Nigeria, with a law degree from the River State University of Science and Technology in 1986. Kicking off his law career after he was called to the Nigerian bar in 1987, Magnus Abe started work as a pupil state counsel for the Federal Ministry of Justice in Lagos State, Nigeria, and later went into private practice with leading law firms in Portharcourt, including Okocha and Okocha Manuchim Chambers. He also served as a managing partner at Etim-Inyang Abe law firm. He was a member of Youth Day Committee on the anniversary of the creation of River State in 1992. He was a member of Bylaws Drafting Committee, NBA. He was the secretary of Dinner and Welfare Committee, NBA. He was also the secretary of Grand Council of Nigeria. Politically, Magnus Ngei Abe stands as tall as he has served as a minority leader in the River State House of Assembly in 1999 under the People's Democratic Party in the administration of His Excellency Dr. Peter Odili. He has served as a Commissioner of Information between 2003 to 2007 during Governor Peter Odili's tenure. Magnus Abe has also served as a Secretary to River State Government in the Governor Rotimi Amechi's administration in 2007. In 2011, Magnus contested and won the senatorial position to represent Rivers Southeast Senatorial Zone at the National Assembly on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, and he went on to win the same senatorial position after a rerun on the All Progressive Congress platform. He is currently a gubernatorial candidate in River State under the Social Democratic Party. Stay tuned and listen to talks on how Senator Magnus Ngei Abe plans to revamp River State.
There's really nothing to regret in life. I don't know of anything in my life that I've done that I regret. I don't know of any. I always take decisions based on the information available to me, on what I consider best, not just for myself, but for those around me and for those that are working with me, for my family. And then when you take everything into consideration, you reach a conclusion and you act. So there's really nothing to regret. Politics is a team sport. It's not a personal thing. So when the team takes a decision, you move with your team. That's what it is. Well, what I mean by a tsunami, in my opinion, is an uncommon event. It's not something that happens all the time, and it is something that is rare and also a very powerful natural force that overwhelms everything in its path. And I believe that in 2023, the combined force of Rivers people and their will on the politics of the state will be a political tsunami, because something is going to happen here that is different from things that have ever happened before. Because we have challenged Rivers people repeatedly that if you want to see what you have never seen before, you have to be prepared to do what you have never done before. And people are buying into that vision, and the effect will be momentous. my focus is on Rivers State, and that's where my message is targeted, and that's what I'm interested in. Well, to be very honest with you, the combination of factors that drive our aspiration. You cannot rule out the fact that the justice of, us living together as a community of people in a given geopolitical entity does demand that some respect and some accord and some consideration be given to others within that community. If we lived in a society where we can all say with all sincerity and truthfulness that it really doesn't matter where the head comes from, anybody can come and everybody will be treated the same and it really doesn't matter, it wouldn't matter. But we all know that we don't live in that kind of society. We know that we all get some sense of fulfillment. So for one senatorial district to have been excluded this long, and then for one group, quote and unquote, within the senatorial district to be totally excluded, it's something that calls for concern. Like I say to people, when you see two dogs playing, one dog is on his back, the brown dog is on his back, the black dog is playing around the neck, and then the next time the black dog is on his back, the brown dog, that they are playing. But if you see one dog permanently on the ground, and then the other one is on the neck, and then nothing changes, you know that that is not play, that is, they are fighting. So in Rivers State here, we're a family, and we should be playing. So if some dogs have been on their back, they should also roll over so that some other dogs can also be on their back. That's just fairness. So that's part of what drives aspiration, and I won't deny that it's an important point to me and to a lot of people. Secondly, I also want to say that, like I've said severally, I have the experience, I have demonstrated the capacity to be able to contribute to the affairs of this state. I have been minority leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly, and in my time I was voted the best legislator in the state. I have been commissioner for information in Rivers State, and at the end of my tenure, I've also been voted the best commissioner for information ever in the history of Rivers State. I served as secretary to government, and everybody who lives in Rivers State will concede that in my time as secretary to government and secretary to the Security Council of the state, we did a fairly outstanding job, if I'm to modestly say so myself. And then I've been a two-term senator representing the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. And if you talk to people from my district, they will tell you that we left an outstanding record, for service to the people of that constituency. So we're qualified, we have the capacity, we have the institutional memory, and we have fresh ideas because we've studied the challenges and problems of Rivers State, and we've come out with fresh ideas as to what we can do differently and what we can do better. And I think Rivers people are excited about the ideas that we're putting forth on the table. And that's why people are so involved in what we're talking about and what we're offering. So it's a whole mixed basket of reasons and stuff that is driving the aspiration, yes. To be very honest with you, Ivy, I actually believe that all of us are children of God, regardless of who we are. But, there is also the issue of fairness, justice, and equity in human affairs. What I think defines my politics is that I do believe that while we're here on earth, there are two things. One is that we should strive to make ourselves happy, and we should also strive to make others happy. I am blessed in the sense that I actually derive happiness from making others happy. You know, so what gives me the greatest joy is when I'm able to spread that joy around and, you know, bring light and brightness to the lives of other people. So politics gives you a wider stage in which you can do that, you know, to a much wider scale and scope of people. And I've also come to realize that when they say little drops of water, you know, when you're dealing with the public as a collective, you find that little things that you can change actually affects lives, you know, moving forward in ways that you could never have envisaged. And I look at the amount of lost opportunities that we have in this society, you know, things we could easily do that won't even take anything off us. And we don't do it most times because people really don't care, you know. And I just feel pained that if we were just to spare a minute or a second to just look at how the other fellow is faring, just stop a minute and help somebody pick something up. You know, you could redefine a whole lot for a whole lot of people. And I think that by the grace of God, next year will give us an opportunity to test some of our ideas, because I believe in the capacity of man. I believe in the ability of men to be able to solve their problems. I don't think there's any human problem for which we don't have human solutions. And I know that Rivers State has brains that can actually help, you know, confront a lot of the challenges that we face. And being able to command both the material and human resources of the state will give us an opportunity to bring all that together and, you know, affect people differently. This is a democracy. You know, unlike some people who want to say things and then they get upset when others say their own, who want to hold meetings and then they get upset when others meet, who want to be able to say, to do things and then get upset when others do their own. I'm a Democrat. People have a right to say whatever they like, but the elections will hold in March 2023. And I'm from Ogoni, and I'm running the election. And the results from Ogoni will show whether an Ogoni man has the capacity to run the elections or not. The results from Orashi will show, because the Ogoni man will also run in Orashi. The results in Obiakwa will show, because the Ogoni man will contest in Ikwere land. The results from Okrika will show, because we will contest the election everywhere, not just in Ogoni. So it is a Rivers election, and an Ogoni man is contesting to be governor of Rivers State. So the entire state will have an opportunity to answer those people. It's not only the Ogoni people that will answer them. I'm sure you will vote, Ivy, and I know you will vote for me. So you also help to answer the question. Yes, I won't say that people didn't bring up that option, but in a political race, you know, you have to bring somebody who adds value to your ticket. Ordinarily, the place would have gone to go and pick the riverine candidate would have been Calabari land. And you know that at the time this race was going on, the whole Calabari would have been against that. First, because the present deputy governor is from Calabari land. And so if you go back to give them what they already have, they would think you're not treating them with respect. So that's one. Secondly, we look at the states as a collective. I don't believe in this upland riverine thing, and I will tell you why. I'm from Ogoni. In the name of upland riverine, people can come to the Rivers Southeast senatorial districts, where the Ogonis are the majority, and pick an Opobo son to become the governor on behalf of a senatorial district. But the Ogoni people are a majority in that senatorial district. We have never held any position of leadership in the state. But because you say you want to do upland riverine, you think it is fair to do that to the Ogoni people. So my own take is that as far as this state is concerned, I know everybody by name. I know the Ogoni people, I know the Ibani people, I know the Kalabari people, I know the Ogba people, I know the Ekpeye people, I know the Eche people, I know the Asa people, I know the Indoki people, I know the Wakrike people. I know everybody by name, and I choose to call people by their names. So it is when somebody does not know your name that the person will call you my friend, or the person will turn around and call you upland river. There's nobody called upland here. I'm an Ogoni man. And when you say upland, like I said to the former governor when he started this riverine upland thing, all the days he was governor of Rivers State, he never called an upland meeting. It is when he stopped being governor, he now remembered that we are all upland, and therefore the Ogoni man cannot be governor because an upland man has been. But we have never held an upland meeting for the upland people to partake in that governorship. So all those things to me are just political deceit and trickery. And as far as I'm concerned, let us call each other by name. My deputy is an Ekpeye lady. She's from Ekpeye. She's a Rivers woman. She's not riverine, but she's Ekpeye. And there is nothing called riverine. She's not Kalabari, but she's Ekpeye. Do you understand? I'm not upland. I'm Ogoni. So if an Ekpeye person has gotten the position, next time you don't have to take another Ekpeye person because they have done it. But if we don't call each other by name, some people will get 10 times and others won't get anything at all. So for us to bring order to the politics of the state, I have elected that we call people by their names. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party is not riverine. He's from Opobo. He's Ibani. That's who he is. So let's call people by their names, because his own candidature will not satisfy the Kalabari yearning for governor, because they are not Ibani, they are Kalabaris. And they feel that they are the majority and they should, they're a bigger group in that sector than the Ibani, so they should get a first shot. So if we call people by name, we are likely to treat people fairly than when you just call somebody my friend and then you want to cheat the person. I have a track record based on how I have lived with Rivers people. The fact that you see people from every part of the state supporting me is a reflection of that track record. I was Commissioner for Information. My track record in the ministry is there. When I came, I didn't change anybody based on where they came from. I worked with the same people that I met there because they were all Rivers people. I didn't change one person. But I changed the way we ran the ministry. And all those people joined me in that change. All the people who worked with me are there. You can call any of them. Their children are all here with me. They're supporting me because their parents sent them. All my former directors, they're all here. They all come here because they know me. I was secretary to government of the state. I ran the state practically at that time. And everybody will attest that, you know, I treated Rivers people like Rivers people. And everybody had a clear sense of inclusion and fairness and just in what we did. I was the senator representing the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District. And throughout my tenure as the senator representing the district, the people of the district will tell you, I treated every part of a district like the same. And so anywhere I go to in the district, I enjoy the same amount of affection and acceptance as every other part. So when I talk about treating Rivers people fairly, it is not because I want to be governor. It is because that is how I have always treated Rivers people. And my background, that's how I always treated people. Let's not even say Rivers people. And my background doesn't even allow me to reason in that way. I went to school in Okrika. I went to school in Yege. I went to school in Calabar. I was all over. I went to school in Akpo Grammar School in Uzoba. So I have friends from Ikwiri, from Okrika, from everywhere, every part of the state. And I went to university here in Rivers State University. So I'm Rivers in my upbringing. I'm Rivers in my thinking. And Rivers in my actions too.